What's going on, everyone? Maikeru Nashijoka here with a new video. Well, it's not really new. It's just an update on what's been going on with me, where have I been, and blah, 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 blah. Excuse me. So without further ado, let me tell you guys what's been going on with me. So I was feeling so sad and so depressed on Monday. I usually don't experience depression as much. It's usually there for like 5 minutes and then it just goes away. But for this one was hitting me pretty damn hard and pretty damn fast. What happened was I was on Monday. I got off of work, and when I got off, I went to Walmart and I bought these Tylenol pills. And when I did, I was about to take all 250 of them. Now, when I bought it, I went to the library and I was on the computer and I was messaging my friends and I was letting them know what I was going to do. And each and every single one of them were literally begging me not to do it. They thought that this better be a joke, you better be playing. And, I really wasn't playing. I was literally going to do it. But I didn't. So this is what happened. As soon as I got out the library, I went back home and I had the pills in my hands and I opened the cap and I was about to take all 250 of them. Fortunately for me, whatever little sense I had left in myself, I didn't pull through. I didn't do it because I was thinking, my girlfriend would have never known about it. My family would have felt so saddened that I went through it. My friends would have felt so sad. The people that are subscribed to me, that are friends with me on Facebook, they were already sad. Like, they were literally begging me not to do it. And I'm actually, and I told myself, no, I can't do it. Because then not only was I thinking that, I was also wondering, okay, if I did go through with it, where the hell was I going to go? What the hell was I going to do? Not what the hell I was going to, basically, if I die, will I be going to hell or purgatory or heaven or whatnot? And I'm not usually a believer in that shit, but I just decided to ask myself anyway, what will happen to me if I pull through? Because I don't know. So I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. So I set it down and I called the police on myself and I told them what was happening and I told them that I needed help. Now, the next thing that happened was the cop came. I told him my story. He got in contact with people that do behavioral health, and he sent me to the hospital. They were asking if I took any of those pills. They kept constantly asking me that, and I told them I didn't take a single one, even though I was very tempted to do so, but I didn't do it. So next thing that happens, they were like, okay, so they didn't do any of those. They went on ahead. They did drug testing on me. Basically, I had to take a piss and just to see if I did take any of those drugs, but they didn't find anything. They were like, okay, so you really didn't take it. And I was like, yeah, I didn't take any. So next thing that happens, they go ahead and they put me in the psychiatric ward, and they're like, you're going to be in there for a few days depending on how mentally stable you are. And I was like, okay. So next thing, they take me over there, and I was able to spend the night. It took me a nice shower and all, and then they had 3 group sessions going on, and I went to each and every single one of them. The first one was talking about goals and what we want to do. Nobody wanted to talk, so I felt comfortable like in talking about, like, I didn't have any problems telling them about it because they were there to help. They knew the answers, they knew what to do. Me personally, I was just like, okay, so here's what I need. This is what's going on with me. This is what's happening, and I almost did this, but I didn't do it. Whatever little sense I had left in me, I didn't do it. And everybody was telling me, like, look, suicide is not worth it. I mean, we know how hard life is, but like, everybody has to deal with it every single day. And there's probably people that's going through a hell of a lot worse than what you're going through. And I was like, yeah, I can kind of tell. But, it happens. And next thing that happens, they go, I told them that all I wanted to be was a personal trainer. And I didn't know that was literally hard to ask for, have, or anything. Like, that's all I wanted to be. I just wanted to be a personal trainer. I like doing some physical activities. I like working out. And I didn't figure that would be such a bad thing. But, I also didn't think it would be too much to ask for, but like the way that my life is going, it feels like that it is, So I was just like, what? Fine, whatever, and that's when I got so tired of life. But, I felt like there was another way. Like, there's another way to get through life without having to do this one thing that I was going to do. And all I did was ask for help. And I'm the type of person that doesn't like to ask for help. I don't like it because I'm too prideful. I'm a very prideful person. And when it comes down to like asking for help, I feel like I owe people back because anytime somebody helps me, they always want something back in return, So I was just like, okay, well, fuck. But, when I asked for help when I was committing suicide, they didn't want anything. They just want to make sure that my life was straight and that I'm set and I'm ready to go. And I was like, okay. So they told me what I needed to do, what I have to do, and how I can pull through. And, I took it all into consideration. I listened carefully. I took some notes, and I made sure that, that I do what it is that I have to do. I was going to upload this video as soon as I got out, but unfortunately, my phone was no longer charging because my charging port was bent, and my phone battery was dying faster than usual. Like, I go ahead and I'm playing the game without it being on the charger. It's at 100%, but then like as soon as I'm playing the game and I spend about at least like 10 minutes, it's already down to like 70%. And I was like, well, that's fucked up. And so after I got out, the next day I went to the cell phone repair company. And when I went there, they told me that, yeah, your charging port is bent, and your battery is starting to swell up. And I was like, oh, damn, so they were like, okay, well, this is what I can do. I can go ahead, I can replace your charging port and I can replace your battery. I am taking a risk, however, because your battery because if I replace your charging port, I have to take the phone screen off, and your phone screen is very fragile. And I was like, yeah. So if the phone screen was to crack, I would have to pay $180 to get another phone screen. But if he's very successful, he gets bragging rights about it because he fixed it, and he also gets high recognition for it. And I told him I couldn't pay it up right then and there. So how long do I have to wait? So like, you'll probably have to wait till like Friday in order for me to pay for it. He was like, that's okay, because I get more time to be successful. And I was like, okay, that's great news. That's great news. So they go ahead and he tells me, so go ahead and have it by Friday. Be here at least in the afternoon or later on, whichever suits you best. But I'm just having more time. This just gives me more time to be successful. And I was like, okay, that's great. So I had to wait until Friday. I let everybody know that I was okay and I was all right. Dad disowned me, and I was like, it's whatever. Shit happens, you know. I expect it, but it's not. It's also not the first time you disown me either, so I don't care. So I went on ahead and I was just like, well, there he goes again, you know. Like what was I supposed to do? Like he's gone. He disowned me. He says he has a daughter and a grandson, and I was like, and I was telling myself in my head, just keep going, just because it's life. I'm pretty sure everybody also loses their parents too, like their parents disowns them and they still keep going anyway, so don't worry about it so much, you'll be fine. So that's what I told myself, and I also told my girlfriend about it. I told her to be real with me, but be real and be honest, but support me, and she was. She hated the fact that I was doing that, but she was glad that I'm still okay, and you know, she stuck with me still. I kept up to date with her, and she kept up to date with me, and she made sure that I was okay. And we're still together, thankfully. So what happened was that after I was planning on uploading this, giving you guys an update and uploading this video, but I didn't have a plan at that time. So I was like, I'll update this, I will upload it when I have a plan. And when I do, then I will, then I'll let everybody know what's going on with me. And luckily and thankfully, I do have a plan. I am setting a moving date to leave this house and to move out by March 14th through the 20th. All right. So I'm just basically giving myself time to get myself ready to move out. I said the first thing I had to do was I went on ahead and I contacted Annette West, because I was told, hey, contact her and she'll help you out. She'll get you through things. Finally contacted her, and I told her what was going on, what was my situation, and she was like, okay, so this is what you should do first. First thing you need to do, you need to get your license renewed. All right, get that thing renewed so you can go ahead, you can be eligible to do some things, you know. And I was like, okay, that's the first thing. All right, and then the second thing that you want to do is that you want to sign up for your VA benefits. And she asked me a question, why didn't you sign up for it when you first got out the military? I was like, well, I wasn't ready for it. And I didn't want to use it on the house that I live in, because this house is a dump. And she's like, oh, well, that's understandable. And I was like, yeah, so I didn't want to use it for that. And she was like, okay, so the next thing that you need to do after you get your license renewed, get your VA benefits, sign up for it. And as soon as you do, she said, as soon as I do, then try to get this hospital bill paid with my health insurance. I was told how I was able to do that, and I had to make sure that that I had everything down packed. So I have a plan. As soon as my license is finished, then I can go ahead and I can go on to step 2. Step 2 is done, then I can move on to step 3. Step 3 is done, hopefully, then I got to find out, okay, what's next? I have looked at some apartments down in Texas and then I also looked at some jobs down there that are hiring as well. When I looked at those, I was like, because I told her about it, and I was like, well, I wouldn't be so concerned about, the jobs down there first or the apartments down there, because you want to get things straightened up here first. Get everything that you need to get up here straightened first. And then you can worry about getting a job down there and an apartment. I'll help you get everything set up. I'll walk you through it. I'll let you know how to do it, because, I want to make sure that you're in the right track. I want to make sure that you're on the right road and your life is straightened. I want to make sure that, you're good to go. So I was like, okay. And the next thing that happens, she goes on ahead. I go on ahead and, I let her know. I hang up. I'm kind of getting lost. I'm trying to think of what I got to say. I'm sorry about that. I let her know. I told her everything that's going on. I let her know what's happening. And she told me, this is what you need to do. Get this thing fixed and you're good to go and you're fine and all. So I was like, okay. So it's going to be warm as hell today, and I'm going to be taking great advantage of that. When it does, because I hate the cold. God forbids me for walking out in the cold. I really do hate it. I figured I'd go ahead and, get my license right then and there. As soon as I get my license, then I can, sign up for my VA benefits. Then as soon as I get that, I can get my hospital bill taken care of, and then I can just find out what's next right there. Annette will help me out, find out, what's next and what I can do. So other than that, I was pretty much good to go. And yeah, it was just, it's going to be a crazy experience. It's going to be a crazy ride. But, at the same time, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm straightened and my life is straightened. And because if it's not, then I'm not going to be able to upload any more videos for you guys, So, and I would hate for that, to be completely honest, because, I lost some subscribers, and I already done, like literally, I already done lost some subscribers, and I already done lost, that's pretty much all I lost, subscribers. It hasn't really affected me none, but, it happens. So other than that, that's all I got for you. I will keep you guys updated weekly, and I will do my best to make sure that I'm good to go. So other than that, guys, that's about it. I hope all of you take care of yourselves. I hope all of you are doing good. And I will see you all in my next video, whenever that is. So as always, I'm Maikeru. And thank you for your support. Thank you for worrying about me and wondering if I'm doing okay. See you later, guys, and take care of yourselves.